Hello guys, welcome to our Mia Hassan's live. So anyway, in this live we are going to have a career guidance live. So we have a guest called Shawan Sethi sir who is going to help us for the youngsters to guide them in their career. So we are going to do this program in once in a week. So today we are just planning, like we are going to start today's first episode on a career guidance. So if any of the younger people who have a question about how to help in the how to help in your career and all those stuff, you can DM us and we can include those questions in the program. But at the same time we will give some chance in the show also for the audience to comment here whatever question you have, and we will help you out to solve that. So right now we are going to welcome our guest for this show, Shawan Sethi sir, who is going to help us, and he's going to conduct the whole program once in a week called Mia Hassan's Career Guidance. So let's start. Let's get inside the show, guys. Welcome, guys. Come, everyone. Who we get today's live is gonna be English, so just stay here. Yeah, Shawan City, sir, welcome.
Hi,
Hi, sir. How
Asan.
are you doing? Hi,
Good,
hello, sir.
good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone, guys. So we have Shawan Sethi sir over here, and he's a great person who is helping out many youngsters to their career. And today's show is all about, like, we will ask some question to our Shawan Sethi sir to help us in the career, the upcoming youngsters who need help in their career. So in that way, we have some questions for Shawan Sethi sir, so where he can help us giving his answer. And if you have any question in the end of the show, you can comment your questions. We will read out your question and we will ask your question also to Shawan Sethi sir. Hi, sir.
Hi, Asan. I'm very happy to be on your show. I think it's a
Thank you.
great initiative.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So actually, even I have impressed with your talk. You know about that. I have did many shows. I have came to your classes many time, and I have really impressed about your words. So that's the reason I really plan to have you in my life. And sir, so how do you feel, sir, about the youngsters right now?
I think the youngsters right now have a lot of opportunities as compared to when we were younger. It's like the
Mm,
TV channels always say. When we were growing up, initially when we were in school, we had just two or three TV channels. By the time we were in 10th, we had a cable TV system. By the time we, came into degree college, you had Dish TV and you had so many channels. So now when we look at news media, there is Netflix. We could never have thought that there would be something like Netflix when we were growing up. So I think a lot of opportunities for youngsters, and I think with every generation, the youngsters are getting more and more smarter, more intelligent, and better than the previous
yes.
generation.
Yeah, so yeah. So anyway, even I have a question right now for you. Um, like so many people in this society are asked to do some stuffs which they really don't wanted to do. So what kind of motivation what we can give to those students who have been pulled over to the society's talk, and how they can come out of it? Do you have any idea about that?
Absolutely, Asan. I think that's a very good question. So I think when we say society, there are two layers. One is the family itself and the community around in which we are. So, for example, let's say that we take a person and let's say his name is Julian, for example, and Julian wants to take up a career in media, but nobody in his family has ever seen anybody get into a career in media and be very successful, right? So they might be
Mm-hmm.
working, in the might be part of the police force or might be, in the banking job sector. So they might feel that a media job is not very stable, for example. So this comes from the family or the immediate community's fear that a person will not be able to make a living. And since they've never seen something like that, the first instance is to say, you can't do it. तुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that acts like a real demotivator. So definitely, I think, for example, you're doing now vlogging. So if you tell somebody who's your family that you're into video logging and you know this is how you want to make a living as a YouTuber, they will say, no, 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 this is not possible. This is crazy. You should not do it.
Yeah, of
So
course, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's two things: is to not to get demotivated, and the
Mhm.
second bit is to collect more information. So when they start talking to you like you are someone who's very young and don't know anything, it would be good to give them information explaining how you can actually make a living, right? How you can make a
Mm.
career, what are the different ways to do it. So one is to definitely scout for information online, get it, reach out to people through Instagram, through LinkedIn and other platforms, so you can connect
Mhm.
to people who are in the same career and give them more information. So slowly the family and the society around also gets educated about these opportunities.
That's really right, sir. So we have many platforms. That's what you are about to say. Like now, we have to have a self motivation, and we have to contact with someone who really educated in the skill what we need, isn't it? That's what you are telling
Absolutely,
right now.
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely
really
bullseye. That's exactly what you're saying is right. Three things:
yeah.
knowledge, skill, and mindset. These are the three aspects which one really
Mhm.
needs to make their career.
Yeah, that's really right, sir. Thank you so much. So I have another question. Like, there are so many people like who are in who is interested to do something on their skill. Like they have like a question like what kind of skill we have. We don't know what skill we have. So many people like after their high school, they're like thinking you, as in you, if you have a dream, you're doing it. But I don't have even
Hmm.
anything. Like even I don't even have a time to find what kind of skill I have. So what is the answer for those kind of people, sir? What do you think about those kind of people and how they can find their talent and their skill and how they can go to their career? Because so many people right now you can find if you ask them they will say I don't have any dream, I don't have any career. Then some people are saying I don't know how to find how I am skilled in it. So what's the answer for those kind of people, sir?
So I think it begins with also telling ourselves that no dream is too small. And a lot of times when we think of skills, we are looking at it being at a certain level. So for example, if I ask you, do you play basketball, do you play badminton? Now you might be a person who plays badminton and you might be interested in it, but you might not think that you can make a career out of it, right? So
Hmm.
the moment, let's say for example, they tap into uh, the series which you're doing on careers, and uh, I, for example, in an interview, start asking you, Asan, in terms of how did you develop your interest in badminton? How did you decide to go for badminton coaching? And today we know for a matter of fact that in your own life, as a badminton coach, you are much younger than a lot more badminton coaches who have decided to get trained after joining their degree, right? You started really early. So it's important to start with your interest, what you're interested in, whether it's music, hobbies, sports, and then use that to get into other areas so that you can start discovering more about yourself, right? So unless there
Hmm.
is self awareness and we are spending time with ourselves without being very critical when we are younger, we will not be able to uncover our talents and interests. So the starting point is for us is to look at our interests, right? And
Hmm.
if let's say a youngster says, I don't know what I'm interested in, then it's
Hmm.
time to be interested in everything. So you look at
Hmm.
all the aspects, you reach out, get connected. So unless you try out, you won't know whether you're interested or not. So I think the key word is to explore, interests, explore opportunities, to get to know yourself and put yourself through those experiences. Because until you play the game, you don't know whether you will be able to play badminton or not. Right.
Yeah, that's
So
right. That's
it's
right.
like you can't always watch a movie only after reading the reviews. Sometimes
Mm,
it's good to just watch the movie by yourself and make your own opinion about the movie. So just because
mm,
five people say that this career is not good, it's not necessary that it's not good for you. It might be very good
mm.
for you, but it might not be suited for others, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it's important to not take other people's opinion on different careers or interests as the final judgment, but to start looking at it and be interested, be curious is what I would say.
So
That's one way to find.
we just have to go inside, and we should take some career, and we have to go inside and explore it. Then only we know whether we have skill on it or not. That's what you are about to say, right, sir?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So skill
Yeah,
is nothing but you get interested in something, build your knowledge, start working on it. It's like a muscle, right? So if you want
yeah,
to
yeah,
strengthen your muscles, unless you test the muscle and start working on it, you can't strengthen it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Rajnikant. Rajnikant was a bus conductor. He had
Mm-mm.
acting skills. So until he really started working on it and started trying it out and telling people about it, other people also didn't know that he was interested in it and he could make a career out of it. So today we don't know when exactly Rajnikant decided to become an actor, right? Maybe it was
Yeah,
just an
yeah,
interest. Maybe
yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
huge part, yeah. So one never knows what one can become until one is curious about oneself and what one is interested in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
So at the same time, it was a good answer for my question, sir. At the same time, I have another question. Like,
sure,
like
sure.
some people, most of us have something called mind is a monkey. You know, right? Mind is a
Yes,
monkey.
yes, yes,
Yeah, I think
yes.
this is the sentence I think I heard from you, I think. So mind is a monkey, like our thoughts used to jump from one place to another. Like first time we think like this is perfect for us. Then our mind says, no, this is not your place. We have to go there. And then we go to another skill, and so many people have that kind of issues. So how to find those kind of, how to avoid those kind of issues? Because today I may feel like this career is good for me, isn't it? I'm feeling good, but every career has a pain situation. You agree with that, right, sir?
True,
So
true, true.
any
Yes.
career we have a hard situation in it. So what happens when we go to a career? We will be enjoying it until we reach that pain part. But we know that if you cross that pain part, you're gonna succeed. But most of the people they say like, no, this is so painful. This is not our career. We are jumping to another position. So what do you think about these kind of people, and what do you wanna say to these people, sir?
So what I would want to say, Asan, is that mind is both a monkey and a donkey. And I say everyone would have heard that mind is a monkey, but I'm saying mind is also a donkey because a lot of times, like a monkey is curious, right? He will go from one career to another. But a lot of time, the mind is like a donkey and it kicks us, right? We
Mm,
kick away our opportunities thinking, oh, this is painful, I'm not good at it. So,
mm,
when you play badminton extensively and if you develop body ache, the moment you have pain, if you say that I will not play badminton anymore, then you will not be able to do better. But let's look at it this way, right? All the movies that we enjoy when we see this hero character, it is
mm,
the fact that the hero's journey has pain, he has struggles, which makes us say, oh, what a wonderful movie, right? So whether
yeah,
you look at Vijay's movies or you look at Surya's movies, all these characters which they play, the character always has a struggle, has some down point. When he comes out
mm,
of that down point, we feel, oh, okay, we should be like this character, right? We draw our inspiration
yeah,
from all these movies, whether it's
yeah, yeah.
Rajikant, Vijay, Surya, or Vijay Sethupathi, we draw inspiration from such characters. So when the
Mm,
mind is
mm,
a monkey, I think we should be curious, but we should not, in the initial stage, reject anything. We should keep trying it out so that the more we try out, we will know what we like, what we don't like, what we are good at, what we are not so good at. So we should definitely, try out. And it's okay to not want to do something after you've given it, some
mm,
degree of effort. It's completely all
yeah.
right. You don't have to
Mm,
say
mm.
yes to everything. It's quite right to say no to aspects which you don't like as well. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that was a good answer for me, guys. Thank you so much. So another question is like, we have some people telling like, I am a fan of a person. Have you seen those kind of people? Like they will be so into it. They see someone and they will be like so what to say? They will be so attached to the celebrity.
Yes,
They are
yes.
ready to even do whatever whatever they do in their life. There are some people like that, and they feel bad if a celebrity gets hurted. They feel bad if celebrity gets some kind of hard times in his life. So these kind of people, I feel like their skill and their talent is being hidden. So why these kind of people are doing this kind of stuff? What do you think? These kind of people can be encouraged or not?
So I think that a lot of people are looking for heroes and role models in life. So sometimes they might see certain characteristics of that person and they might feel that I want to be like this person, I want to be like that person, right? And they start copying the person, the way the person's hairstyle is, the way the person dresses, whatever products the person uses. It could be a perfume, it could be any product. They start mimicking it, duplicating it, right? Which is okay. So, but as what you're rightly saying is sometimes that it goes overboard to an extent that they believe that their life can be only in a certain way. So what I would like to tell such people is go deeper into the life of the person whom you are copying, because sometimes you see only the glamour, right? You might see that there is, let's say in Tamil movies, there's Tala, Ajit, right? You look at
Mm.
Ajit's life story and his career, right? People say, okay, Ajit is a great actor, but one will also, when you go into his life, you will find that he was into car racing and he was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good at car racing and he's had
Mm.
multiple injuries, but out of all
Mm.
those injuries he's taken strength and come back. So the moment
Yeah.
you feel a little bit pain and you say that I won't go forward in this career because it's too problematic for me, too many
Mm.
problems, you look at your role model like
Mm.
Ajit and see how he came out of his struggles in life through determination and effort, right? So even your
Mm. Mm.
heroes, don't look at only the successes they've had, also look at the challenges and how they've used their own strength and determination to come out of their own personal challenges, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
go
Mm.
deeper in so that you will know what is the good side of your role model and even the bad side,
Mm.
right?
Mm. Mm.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
everything is great about the person. There will be something which is not so
Mm.
likable. So
Ah.
that will also make us, more balanced in terms of how we copy our role models. Whether it's a
Yeah.
political, superstar, or whether it is an actor, or whether it is a musician, get to know everything about their life, because you need to know about the good side and the bad side of the person, not just see the person and just copy the person blindly.
Yeah, yeah. So some people just goes like today trending is this person, so we will go be with them. So
Correct.
you're not meaning that. Yeah, that's really right, sir. That's really good, a good answer for me. So another next question what I have is like, there are some people uh, just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So there are some people they don't know like they can do something. Okay, so like they think like they are alone and they don't have any friends and they don't have any support in the family. But they have some friends who can say like they be like them. They just have a normal life. They come home. They have their talk with friends. They come back home again. But that person is so alone in a natural way. He's so alone. He doesn't have so many friends. Okay, but he has an interest on something which he have to do. Okay, but because of some kind of no support, he's not doing it. So what kind of motivation we can give to that person to turn on and start working for his interest?
So I think that, see, first thing is when it comes to friends and families, family, we have no choice because we are born with the family, right? So we say blood is not something which we can make a choice. But friends, we do so by choice. So a lot of times, even though we are close to friends, we don't open up. So it's
Mm-mm-mm.
important to tell your friends what your ideas, what your inspirations are. And it's also important now because you might be isolated at home and you can't meet your friends. It's good for you to use technology, right? So today on Instagram, as a youngster, you have created this platform where people can share what troubles they are going through. So it's
Mm.
good for them to, even reach out to somebody like you. So when you take that particular theme and you ask people to, write in or send in their thoughts, it'll be good for people to know that just like them, there are, another 20 people, another 50 people who have the same challenges. So you don't feel
Mm.
alone. So we say
Mm.
sometimes that in the world, you feel miserable and happy when you get to know that people have the same problems such as you. So, in when the city which I grew up,
Mm.
Mangalore, when the power
Mm.
used to go when I was younger, we would go out and see if our neighbor has also lost the electricity. And when you know that your neighbor has lost electricity, you feel strangely okay. Okay, another five people have also lost electricity, right? So in a way, it's not the very optimistic way of looking at, but the
Mm.
moment you know that there are other people who feel lonely, you realize
Mm.
that hey, it's okay. it's not
Mm-hmm.
just me who's feeling this way. Others also feel this way. I'm not so strange, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the more you talk about it, you'll realize that it doesn't matter whether you are 16 or 60 years of age. All of us feel down. All of us feel lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
people who have a lot of friends at 45, suddenly at the age of 50, he might not have the same friends. They might have moved to a different place. Because of
Mm-hmm.
COVID, some people might have passed away, unfortunately. So
Mm-hmm.
at every stage in our life, we have to, keep having the hope to
Mm-hmm.
keep looking to see how we can make friends and talk about our feelings. It's important to talk about our
Mm-hmm.
feelings. And when somebody
Mm-hmm.
doesn't respect our feelings, it's time to move on to newer friends. Because if people are not
Mm-hmm.
listening to you, then maybe they're not the right friends, right? If they're
Yeah.
making you feel down.
That's
So it's
right. That's right.
important to find people who support you.
Yeah, okay. So if someone is being alone, just start finding your supportive platform or supportive friends where you can find someone who can support you. That's really a good answer for my question, sir. Thank you so
Plus,
much. Yeah, yeah,
plus
sir.
Asan, plus
Uh,
Asan, as you said, when we are feeling down and we're feeling lonely, it's also an opportunity for us to get to know about ourselves. Because
that's
sometimes
right.
what happens, Asan, is that
Really right.
we are always with people. So suddenly, when we are alone, we become unhappy being with ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's good for us to spend more time and say, why am I feeling lonely? Is it something
Mm-hmm.
about the way my family is, my home is? What is it about? So just spending some time becoming more aware of yourself also helps, right? It
Mm-hmm.
also helps
Yeah,
you to understand your own feelings. If you are
yeah.
neglecting your feelings and are a good friend for somebody else, then you're not being a good friend to yourself. So we should first
Yeah.
start by building a relationship with ourselves before we try to make friends, right? So
Okay, okay.
I
My
feel
my
it's an
que- my
opportunity.
my next question is something related to this. I will tell you, but this answer was really good for me, sir. But the next question is for you is like, as you have said, like this generation is totally developed. They have so many platforms. They have reached many. They are getting mature so fast than the old people. That's what you said in the before talk. At the same time, this affects like so many people are getting into relationships so fast. I'm just asking you
Correct.
transparently. They
Correct.
just come in the 13 years. It is so funny to see like 13 years old kid is being in a relationship, 11 years old kid is in a relationship, and also the 15 years old students are relationship. That is a human feeling. We are not making it fun of it, but at the same time, what I'm saying is like it's a natural thing, right? Getting into relationship, getting into affection is normal.
Correct.
But what really comes to a matter is like, sir, these people are getting into relationship fast. At the same time, they get break up, like they get scared of their parents, silly things. Okay, silly things, they get break up. But this really affects their small heart. They're like not that much mature, like they can't able to understand the pain like what they have right now. Because if we say in the public like I had a breakup, the 15 years old kid, everyone is gonna laugh at him, because they say like, hey, come on, you are just 15 years old, you have a relationship, then you have breakup. They're gonna laugh. But at the same time, as we can say, like that is a true feeling what that person is having, isn't it? Whether the age is that younger or elder or something like that. So this kind of depression will pull them down, right? So they will be
Right.
stop working for what they have to work for. Okay, so what kind of advice we can give to those kind of kids who are really suffering in that situation?
So I think one is that when somebody who's really young gets into a relationship and then they tell somebody who's older, I've had a heartbreak, and the older person makes fun of the person. The person might be making fun because of two reasons, right? So, for example, look at me. I got into my first relationship with the other person being interested in me at the age of 24. Okay.
Mm.
So if somebody at 15 tells me, there is also a little bit of jealousy. I mean,
Mm.
how could you get into a relationship at 15? There is also shock, surprise. So a lot of times when you are heartbroken and you ask an older person, the older person might not really know how to tell you, right? Even at 16 and 60, heartbreak is very difficult, and the relationship, every relationship is unique. It's very easy to give advice for me to you also on how you should manage a relationship. Now, it will
Mm.
make sense as long as the advice is not logical. And now
Mm.
what I'm saying is it was very shocking, right? Because you want logical advice.
Yeah.
Because I because in Hindi we say that ये emotions ना बहुत stupid होते हैं. लॉजिक की बात नहीं सुनते. You don't,
mm,
you as much as when you're emotional, if you're angry about something, if I come and tell you you should not get angry, you'll get more angry because you have a
mm,
right to get angry, right? Everybody has a right. So
mm,
I think that what advice I would give them is to say that, okay, your heart is broken, right? You are feeling, so don't stop feeling. It's not that, everything that was there in the relationship didn't go right, right? There were things that made you happy, like the first time you were in love. When that person called, you would be waiting, right, to take
mm,
the call. You would speak for that person, and after putting the phone, you would dream about that person, right? So,
mm,
so definitely treasure those moments of happiness, and
mm,
also give yourself time, right? There is no perfect time that you should take 6 days, 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 years to forget the person. The person
mm,
might be there. So the important thing is to spend time with these feelings. So the
mm,
really fast way to get over a heartbreak is to go
mm,
really slow with the feelings.
mm,
Explore each thread, and
mm.
as you become sad, also look at the happy moments in the relationship, right? So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens is that over a period of time, you will build, a better response emotionally on how to manage it. So I am not giving any prescription. So because I am no love guru to give advice. So I'm just saying it's good to stay with the feelings, to go slow
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
and irrespective of how the
Mm.
relationship is.
At the same time, sir, you have given excellent answer for it, but still I have to tell you the reason why I asked this question for a person who really helps for career. The reason
Yeah.
why I'm asking this question to you is like there are so many people in India, the youngsters who stopped working because of this reason, sir. It must be,
True, true.
it may be a funny thing, but still, so many people stopped thinking. Like, you know what? In school days, I think like we would have used that time for this thing. We just wasted that time and we have did something else. So like that, the people who are in relationship in the younger age should be aware of this. You know, like you have a golden time, man. If you miss this time, you're not gonna you may build more contacts in that age instead of wasting your time on something which is not really needed in that time, isn't it? So that's the reason I asked this question to you, and I got a good answer for it, sir, and it was so helpful for me. And thank you so much for all the viewers who were like being here. We had like few questions with Shawan Sethi sir, and I have to say like Shawan Sethi sir is a person who is building the young leaders. He have kept many camps in Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and he's spreading more positive vibes to the younger people. And he's so friendly. If you have any question, anything which you have to clarify with Shawan Sethi sir, we have shows every week, guys. You guys can prepare your questions and you can ask us in this IGTV comment, as well as you can DM us if you want, and we can record those questions and we will use those questions in next upcoming shows. Isn't it, Shawan Sethi sir? We can do that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely, definitely. Asan, thank you for
Uh,
taking this initiative. I
yeah.
definitely will be on your show and I will support your initiative for sure. Thank you very
Thank you,
much
sir.
for having me on your show. All the
You're
best.
welcome,
All
sir.
the best,
Thank you,
Asan.
sir. Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
Asan.
sir. Thank you
Pleasure,
thanks for
pleasure.
answering, sir. Thanks, sir.
Take care.
Take care, sir. Bye.
See you next week. See you next week. Bye.
See you next visit. Bye.
Bye.
So guys, so today's show is all about like the people. I hope I have asked the questions which you guys in this generation, some of the younger people who will be having this kind of question inside you. So to clarify this kind of question, I did this show for my followers and my friends, and I hope you all have benefited from this. And the reason why we did this show in English, because many people, you know, like so many people from other part also asking me in DM, why don't we why we can't understand the things whatever you say in Tamil. So that's the reason I made this show in English, so you guys can understand in English, like anyone from anywhere can understand what kind of talk we are doing right now. So this is a career guidance show, guys. We will be doing it once in a week. If you have any career issues or any depression on your life, you can share with us so openly in this comment, or if you feel like you want to talk privately, you can DM us in our profile. We will take down your question and we will use your question information in next upcoming shows without mentioning your name, which will be helpful for you to grow up to your next level. And thank you so much for everyone who listened this show from the beginning to the end. I thank every one of you guys, and we are winding up this show, and see you guys in next career guidance show in the next week. Bye bye guys.